Our tank is ready for primer. If you look here, you can see those little spots are high spots. So everything else is a little lower. Ground out some rust, and you can see how thin our filler actually is. You can actually see the little grind marks in the original metal there. But we're as smooth can probably be. It's not 100% perfect, don't have to be. This is where 3 coats, maybe even 2 coats. It's actually pretty sweet, so we might do 2 heavy coats. I'll have to see how I feel about that one. I'll know when I put my first heavy layer on. So, CRE 321, we're going to put it on the whole tank. So we are going to have to hand block the whole tank, which takes more time and it kind of sucks. Now, you could use like a urethane high build on this, but then you'd want to seal it and paint it and all that stuff. Like if you look here, you can see how thin the filler is. This is where there was a little indent and some little indents and down in here. And that was just from when they formed the tank. So there's a little bit of a high mark right there. And we're going to live with that because we don't want to have a bunch of filler on. We just want it enough to, you know, give it that nice shiny round juicy candy kind of look, right? So even though this thing has some hard cut lines, it's still kind of bulbous and round, and you want it to look like a shiny candy when you're done. Now, you paint can guys will know that sometimes when you see something like this, sometimes you prime it and it's fine, and sometimes you prime it and weird little things happen. Our epoxy primer won't let that happen, so it's really crucial that we lock this in. Even though we didn't take all the paint off the tank completely, you still want to make sure you lock everything on and good and tight. So anywhere where it come up or we had to sand through spaces like here and here, that's where the epoxy is nice because it'll bind to the properly prepped paint, which is what we got. It'll bind to the bodywork, it'll bind to bare metal. So a hybrid epoxy like CRE 321 is perfect for this. It just allows us a lot of manipulation, a lot of control. This is where we had that, there was a dent here, something had scratched down here, but it had actually pushed it in. And again, I doubt there's even a 60, what? There's probably about a 32 where the filler there, maybe. So not a lot. It's very thin. It's enough that it'll flex and move and be fine. Here you can see shiny metal coming through. There was a little bit of rippliness here, I'm guessing from when it was formed. And you can see it took that skim coat of fill in there to fill it. We could have got away with priming it, blocking it, and maybe priming it again and blocking it. But that would have taken quite a bit of time. This was a little quicker. We got like our base, you know, our base shape. We're happy with it. And this side didn't seem to have as much as any of that. You can see a little bit of filler there and there. So there was a little bit of that. And what happens when they form these, the metal pulls and stretches, and they're limited to what they can do. And I imagine they concentrate on the top and the sides looking good. And the reality is, actually that's not bad, just using the paint on the tank itself and blocking. This has come better. Has it ever come better? It had a little bit of a ripple to it. You can see dark and light lines right here. See those lines? Again, when they form it, the metal has to stretch and expand and shrink, and the extra is going to go somewhere, right? Now you can see those little lines, but you can't feel anything. So like I say, this is where, you know, a nice fat coat of a high build primer on here, which will give you something to block, is good. Now I've got some high build primers, and what they're talking about is filling minor scratches. I'm talking about a proper high build that's going to put on a few mils of thickness to give you enough to work with. So anyway, that's where we're at. Once I got it primed and we start sanding it, we'll come back and do another video showing how to sand the CRE 321. So we're going to get this set up in our booth. And while we're at it, let's have a look at this. So this is where the little crack was. You can see divots, plastic, a few things. You can see a mark there, but you can't feel it. You can see where there's a little bit there. So what we did here We used a JB Weld, I think it's called Quick whatever, and it's basically an epoxy, but this one's good for plastic. So what we did is we ground lines this way across, back and front. We ground out our line a little bit, not quite all the way through, and we filled it with an epoxy. Now on the back, we're not going to shave it off, we're leaving it like you see it. It's all scratchy behind it, so it's got a good bond. And while we had that out, and we did the other panel, we don't have to go over the whole entire other panel, but there it is, same idea. So you can see on both panels, any of the big scratches and the repair. There's no filler, there's no primer, there's no nothing. These are basically just sanded down to where they'll accept the epoxy primer we're going to use. And that's about it. So there's no filler here, it's the epoxy itself. And it's pretty close, but again, we're going to use the Cree on that. We're going to use it on these as well, so if there is any deviations that show up, we know that we're close enough that we'll be able to block them out.